Hello and welcome to Practical High-Speed Design. So today's topic will discuss about PCB stack-up. So here I would like to discuss as a scope of project I had ownership to design a digital plus RF board which has high performance chips like Cortex 5 FPGA for designing a radio head project design. FPGAs implemented had a multi-gigabit transceiver which is a SerDes serializer and deserializer that is operating around greater than 1 gigabits per second. So while designing this, I had to look upon various factors to support the high frequency signal with respect to PCB stack-up, since any poorly designed PCB board can degrade the electrical performance of signal transitions, power delivery, its manufacturability, and long-term reliability of the finished product. So, in order to successfully design a PCB stack-ups for a high-performance FPGA designs that incorporate transistor technology, you must have a good understanding of both the PCB constructions and the factors that influence the material cost and the material selection. So in today's topic on PCB stack-up, we will discuss about various chapters on PCB stack-up design consideration, so material selections and the parameters associated, material loss due to impedance mismatch, dielectric absorption, and conductor loss. And we'll also discuss on material parameters like relative dielectric constant, the loss tangent, or fiberglass view composition, and skin effect. Here in this example, what you're looking at the slide is a 16-layer board which is having a high performance FPGAs ASICs with running at greater than 2.5 gigabits per second. Also, we'll discuss about the 4-layer board configuration and its PCB construction techniques on interplane capacitance, differential mode radiations, plane impedance, and Faraday cage related and its relations in this class. The PCB stack-up design considerations will be taken to, we have to think about the constructions and material selections as discussed, and some of the material parameters also will influence the electrical performance and the manufacturability. And also in a multi-layer PCB, your layer organizations should be symmetrical and it should be framed in a well-defined manner. A PCB design plays a very central part in overall systems performance, and if any poor designed PCB stack-up will have the following factors like degrading or degrade signal transmissions, power deliverability of the PCB, its manufacturability, and the reliability, that is for the long-term reliability of the product finished. In a PCB stack-up construction, PCB is constructed from multi-layers of cores, which consist of a pre-pack and a copper foil materials, and it is heat pressed and glued together in order to make a multi-layer board. The layer boards like it starts from 4 layer to 12 layers, 14, 16. So you have different kind of PCB boards. So all are constructed through this process. Some of the key points that we should address, like core dielectric material with a copper clad which is cured through fiberglass view with epoxy resin acts as an insulation layer between the copper foils in a PCB. And secondly, the prepeg is a uncured fiberglass epoxy resin view that acts as an insulation between the core layers. And the foils that forms the internal copper layers signals are plain. And finally, it is heat press treatment that cures the prepeg and blinds all the different layers together to form the PCB. So here you are looking at a typically a 14-layer stack up which is symmetrical, and its foil and the prepeg definitions given for signal and plane. Next, we will see on the material selections and its challenges. The material selections, a device like FPGAs and high complex ASICs used in Cyclone, Stratix kind of FPGA or high-end processor. So these devices will have a high pin count, say around 700 to 1000, greater than 1000 pin counts, and these pin counts will lead for a higher layer counts in a stack up. So device with high pin count requires higher layer counts, and because of due to this, it suffers from the lamination and drilling challenges in the PCB manufacturing process. And also low loss material should be selected in order to successfully transmit and receive at 10 gigabits per second plus transceiver data rates. So even it can be considered, even it is greater than even a smaller SATA signals with greater than 2.5 gigabits also needs to be successfully transmitted and received. So you should select for this. You should keep in mind on these material selections when you choose on the device with high pin count and the low loss material. So nowadays, what is challenges that you face? Like designers must understand the material properties that influence signal loss and the PCB manufacturability in order to properly select the best performance material. So what kind of materials you are going to select for the boards to route the traces, and also when you are going for a signal transmitting at greater than 10 gigabits or say 2.5 gigabits or greater than 1 gigabits per second, you should think about the influences of the signal loss and the manufacturability and on the selection of the materials.